Hi, and welcome to this webinar explaining the application process for the Lamb Foundation's Patient Voice Committee. I'm Stephanie Jenks, and I'm joined today by my colleague, Cindy Beasley. Cindy, could you explain why patients are being invited to review the grant applications for Lamb research?
Absolutely. And thank you, Stephanie, for this opportunity. At the Lamb Foundation, the patient voice is central to everything we do. In fact, we have several examples of this. In 2017, we brought patients and researchers together for our landmark patient benefit conference. We created that space to listen, to learn, and to identify and fund proposals for new products and services that at that time addressed the mental and physical health issues that patients wanted solved in the short term. Fast forward to 2023, where we further elevated patient input by funding the LAM Patient Research Priorities or LAM PrEP survey, giving patients the opportunity to directly shape our research agenda and identify the priorities that matter most to them. So, creating a patient committee to participate in the review of LAM research grant applications feels like a natural and meaningful next step, ensuring that patient perspectives don't just inform our mission, but actively help guide and strengthen the research we support.
That sounds very exciting. Thank you. And from your perspective, what makes the ideal candidate for the Patient Voice Committee?
Yeah, so the Patient Voice Committee will be made up of 3 members. It is open to any LAM patient, domestic or international, and we are ideally seeking individuals who are actively engaged in LAM advocacy in their local communities or perhaps involved in foundation activities, and most importantly, who can thoughtfully represent and articulate the broader patient voice. Now, a scientific background is not required. However, a genuine interest in advancing scientific knowledge about LAM is highly valued. Basic computer proficiency and fluency in English is required, and patients must be able to participate in our meetings in real time.
Excellent. And as a patient, what can they expect from the application process? What does that look like?
Sure, yes, it's pretty simple. Patients will submit an application and have the option of having a letter of recommendation forwarded to us. We'll have a QR code for that, a link where they can go and submit that. Then applications will be reviewed by committee, and the finalists will be invited to interview. Now, once those selections are made, all applicants will be notified.
Excellent. And if selected, what happens next for the patient experience? What does that time commitment look like?
Sure. So committee members will serve up to a 3-year term with the opportunity to serve a second term if approved. Now, each year we will conduct an evaluation of program needs, which may result in adjustments to that length of service. Patients will review grant proposals and provide feedback using established rubrics. They will also participate in the fall grant study session review with members of the scientific community. This can be done or will be done either in person or on Zoom, and they will have an equal vote in the final study selection decisions. In addition, members will take part in 2 training sessions and a year-end feedback session. So the estimated total time commitment is going to be approximately 25 to 30 hours per year.
If patient is not selected for this patient voice committee, what are other ways that they can stay involved and engaged in elevating the patient voice in research?
That is a great question. And one of the things I've learned over time is that there are several patient voice committees across the United States. And these are really in that rare disease space. They come available from time to time through agencies such as the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, the Patient Centered Outcomes Research Institute, which is PCORI, and the U.S. Department of Defense. And we actually encourage patients to get involved with this because participating in these committees helps strengthen and amplify the LAM patient voice at a national level. It also creates meaningful opportunities to build relationships and visibility that may lead to future research funding and clinical trial opportunities for our community.
Thank you. If patients still have questions, who should they reach out to?
Absolutely. Further questions or if they want more information can be directed to Patientservices at thelambfoundation.org.
Very good. Thank you for your time today, Cindy, and thank you for your time for enjoying this webinar along with us. We look forward to working with you to elevate the voice of patients in LAM research.
Thank you.